The Arizona Cardinals are sending about 275 local students on a trip as part of the Civics Matters program.
Yeah, and for a lot of them, it's their first time checking out the nation's capital. You know who else is headed to D.C. for the very first time? Our very own Scott Passmore. He actually gets to tag along on the trip. How cool is that? We want to check in with him this morning before he heads out, and he's got the Top Gun right there with him. Good morning.
Well, good morning. Yes, I could not be more excited to go to Washington, D.C., not only to see everything there is to see there about our country and our government, but to ride on the Cardinals team airplane. So, Michael Bidwill, Cardinals owner, this is your baby. Why did you come up with this idea 4 years ago?
Well, Ronald Reagan said about 40 years ago, we're one generation away from losing our freedom. So it's our responsibility to really teach good citizenship and civics to the next generation. Sandra Day O'Connor was from Arizona. It was something that she did after she retired from the Supreme Court to really start pushing civics education back into the classrooms here in Arizona and throughout the country.
I can't imagine how much work it takes to put this on, because you were speaking to the students a minute ago about the things they're going to get to do that a lot of people don't get access to. I mean, this is a well-oiled machine here at this point.
It's our fourth year. We're getting bigger and better. We're getting them into both the Capitol this year and into the Supreme Court this year, which, you know, few Americans have been in either of those buildings, but Friday afternoon we're going to be in both of them. So it's a real opportunity for them to see where government action takes place.
I was just telling you a moment ago, I bet the kids don't even realize how big of a deal this is. I never had this opportunity. At what stage in your life did you get into government and civics and all that stuff?
I think it was probably early on. You know, it was important to my parents at the dinner table, and then of course when I became a lawyer and started practicing law for the Justice Department, it was, you know, I was part of that process, and you know, making sure that the rights and responsibilities that are protected in the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, as well as the federal laws. And so for me, I think this is just a natural extension of, you know, the community impact that we want to have here, not only as the Cardinals, but with our partner Desert Financial as well.
And you're the only NFL team that does something like that. That says a lot. You go to Washington all the time. You're very well connected. What do you get out of this trip?
Well, you know, for me, it's about that responsibility that we have to use our platform for good and to give the, you know, people an opportunity. So we do the statewide competition that's grown every year. We're now in 6 of the 15 Arizona counties, from, you know, dozens and dozens of schools. And so we're bringing 275 kids, and for me it's about that community impact of being able to build on this program and broaden it, so that it's, you know, we can only bring 275 kids to school, but we literally, or to Washington, D.C., but we literally had tens of thousands of kids participating in this competition. We hope to grow that to 1.2 million kids.
Wow.
Of all the kids that are in the state education system.
All right, we get to go on the 777, the Cardinals team plane. I'm so jazzed about that. You know I love aviation like you do. Halfway through, could we both go up and let the pilots take a break and we'll fly that thing?
We're not going to fly it, but we'll poke our head up there and maybe sit in the jump seat.
All right, that sounds pretty awesome. So seriously, thank you. It is really amazing. I'm blown away by how cool this is for these kids. So they're really going to think about this the rest of their lives.
Absolutely. We hope it inspires them to be great citizens, and maybe a few of them decide to run for office someday.
All right. There you go. It's going to be so much fun. So I'll be live on Good Morning Arizona through Saturday morning, and in the afternoon, I mean, the slate is full. We're going to be very busy, but we're also going to have a ton of fun, so can't wait.
Scott, what's the one thing like you really want to see and you can't wait to like just see in person and be a part of?
Well, Michael was talking about the Supreme Court and how I didn't know there's a basketball court on the top floor.
Right, the highest court in the land, they call it.
For good reason. So that, and of course, all the memorials. You know, I've seen them on TV like everybody. I just cannot wait.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
All right, we look forward to all your reports over the next several days. Have fun, be safe out there.